There's magic in your backyard. Go and find it!
We'll head around to all the towns, head away, holiday. South Aussie with Cosi's on sit down. South Aussie with Cosi. In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day and welcome to another episode of South Aussie with Cosi. I'm super pumped to say we're in Series 4. That means we've been promoting the state for 4 years. How cool is that? We start the show right here in the heart of Adelaide, which is, of course, Rundle Mall. You know what, with Rundle Mall, I always say to people, look beyond the mall. You know, I know it's 520 metres from top to tail, but look down these little side streets. You've got buskers, you've got cool little cafes. This place is alive and well. Now for the exciting part. Let's see what's on the show. We head to Aldinga Bay and take to the skies. And did you know you can actually do a sunset horse and camel ride along Aldinga Beach? And I also spot two weird things while I'm there. A lady dressed as a mermaid and a lady walking a cow. South Australia has had a massive history when it comes to bushfires. We have had some shockers. So I thought I'd help educate you guys on why we do a thing called prescribed burns here in South Australia. I guess when it comes to South Australia, we've got natural parks just rolling like this one, like at Black Hill Conservation Park, and they're so close to not only houses, but look how close our CBD is. But with that comes risk. Recently, we've had some shocking fires here in South Australia, like this one. These photos are from the Bangor fire, 250 k's north of Adelaide, which affected Melrose, Laura, Murraytown and more. It burnt for over a month and it was only stopped thanks to 70 mil of rain. The Rotary Club of Port Pirie collected all these photos from the fire and put them on a fundraising DVD. Now, to reduce the impact of bushfires, we here in South Australia do something called a prescribed burn, where parts of SA are deliberately set alight. But they don't just conduct prescribed burns to save our homes and farmland from fire.
We also burn, importantly so, for nature conservation. A lot of our Australian bush has adapted to fire. It actually requires fire to remain healthy. One of our worst bushfires in South Australia was Ash Wednesday in 1983.
I woke up that morning and it was a shocking day.
On that day, the weather conditions were categorised as catastrophic.
Rushed into the foot of the hill to try to stop it, but we had no hope. When it took off, it really took off.
The actual ability to suppress the fire when a fire is running in those conditions is near impossible.
Next thing, there was a huge explosion and I looked around and the hillside exploded of about 2 acres in one hit. It was frightening. I never want to go through it again and I don't want to see anybody else go through the same thing.
A recent example showing the benefits of prescribed burning is a fire that occurred at Blair National Park. In that instance, it started in areas that had higher fuels or vegetation that hadn't been burnt for some years. So the fuel hazard was pretty high. Embers come out of that area, burning embers, and blew over the control line into unburnt areas to the south. In this instance, fortunately, the prescribed burning that we had done in previous years had reduced fuel loads, so it gave us that ability to suppress and control those spot fires. Across the state, the public land management agencies this year are going to be conducting 62 burns, which amounts to treating about 10,000 hectares. For the Mount Lofty ranges, it's normally about 1,200 hectares each year.
Now to finish up, I've got my work experience girl, Alex, here. There's something I wanted to show Alex, and I want to show you guys too. When is the last time, Alex, you hugged a tree?
I would not remember.
Have you ever hugged a tree?
Can't say I have.
Okay, this is the best thing, and I know it sounds lame. Like, come on, Alex, give this spotted gum a bit of a hug. Isn't it so lovely? Doesn't it feel good?
Nature loving.
I'm so glad you're not burnt down. Do you deserve a free holiday? Of course you do. Then you better like the South Aussie with Cosi Facebook page because we've got 10 to give away, including a stay up in the Adelaide Hills at the Divine House Studio Apartments, located in Hahndorf. Forget the hills as a day trip. Come and stay and come and play. That's what the house is all about. The studio apartments are located only 50 metres from the main street of Hahndorf. You could be enjoying a free night in an apartment plus a cooked breakfast across the road at the House Cafe, Bar and Kitchen. They don't just do the best brekkie in the hills, they've also got the largest selection of German beers as well. Alfresco dining in summer or fireside in winter, you're going to enjoy it year round at the house. Just like the South Aussie with Cosi Facebook page and enter.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
The best part about my job is showing you all places that you maybe never have been to before or haven't been to in ages, like this one. It is Aldinga Bay, and have a look at it. When I think of Aldinga Bay, I think of an amazing stretch of coastline, picnics and parties on the beach, a real open spaces area with a real sense of freedom. The other thing about this place is there's actually a winery located about 5 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. So we'll get back to the beach in a sec. First up, let's grab ourselves a drink.
This is Rocky Ridge Vineyard and Winery. We're at SAWC Hill, which is just about an hour away from the CBD, 10 minutes away from McLaren Vale, near the beaches, everything down here. Yep.
My parents bought this place just on 30 years ago. It was all almonds, and probably about 95 they decided going to rip out the almonds and do something different. And the old man kept on going, emus and alpacas, I want emus and alpacas. And I'm like, Dad, you want Shiraz, like grapes, beautiful. So yeah, you end up planting grapes like Shiraz. And yeah, it was all just a big learning curve from there. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2002 and didn't get to see what he'd created, but I'm making sure that he's remembered for this place and the wonderful fruit that it grows.
We've got a cellar door, so we do wine tastings and obviously produce our wine, and Rocky Ridge make the best Shiraz. I mean, even now, even though it's still young, you can tell it's just going to be absolutely beautiful. Oh, that's lovely.
Most of the comments I get from people is about the flavours of the wine, how they would have loved to have known about this place earlier. They always come back. Everybody who comes here has always come back. I have beautiful cars on display and bikes. Through the back of the cellar door I can see the showroom and there's cars in there, and they're always wow, wow. And that disease I got from my father. Inherited an expensive disease of the appreciation of beautiful vehicles from the good old days.
People should stop thinking of areas like Barossa Valley, Adelaide Hills and Aldinga Bay as day trips, you know, somewhere you pop over for lunch. It's so much better if you stay the night and take time to immerse yourself in these regions that are so close to the CBD. Port Wollonga Tourist Park is a stone's throw away from the beach, and it's something park owner Neil is very proud of.
We're situated at the northern end of the Aldinga Bay, just back from the top of the cliffs at Port Wollonga Beach, and we are located about 45 k's south of Adelaide. We've got the swimming pool, we've got the jumping pillow and a couple of playgrounds. We also like to show a movie on a Saturday night when we're busy, during the busy season, and of course people can bring the family pet, so we're pet friendly.
It's okay, darling. Oh, little baby girl. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we've got Andrew from Winvale. Mate, how long have you been staying here for?
This is our first time.
Yeah? How are you finding it?
Lovely. The park people are very nice.
Yep.
Very friendly and most accommodating.
So what's so important about spending time with the kids?
After owning a business for 6.5 years,
Yeah.
7 days a week, it's just fantastic.
Yep.
To spend some time and sit down and relax instead of working for a change.
They grow up pretty quick, don't they?
Very much so.
Now, I have to ask you, mate, big men with little dogs, it doesn't sit well with me.
No, it doesn't, but you know what? I would not do without Ruby. She's fantastic. She's
Oh,
a very
look at
gentle
you,
little
isn't
thing. Oh, Ruby, it's okay, sweetheart.
So the accommodation options is we start at our unpowered sites where you can just come along, pitch a tent, have no power, and they start from $18 per person. And then we go up to the powered sites for families, around the $36, $40 a mark. And then we can also go up to our cabins where we range from the deluxe cabins at $120 a night through to the spa units, which are $160 a night.
The best thing about Port Wollonga Caravan Park is the pole. No, it's not. It's the jumping pillow. No, it's not. It's the ice cream. No, it's not. It's the weather.
Oh, round of applause, well done.
It's cold. Cold. It's not cold.
Now, Neil, I consider myself fairly well travelled around South Australia. I must say, I've never seen these. Please explain.
Well, these are our entry into what is called the glamping market.
Yep.
It's glamorous camping.
Sure.
So you bring all your camping equipment except your tent. We supply the bed, we supply the bedding, and you just turn up with your cooking utensils and you've got a nice comfortable Oz shack for the night.
What do these start from?
About $55 a night for two
Gee,
people.
that's good, yeah.
And that includes the bedding.
Yep.
And you haven't got a fridge in there, but you've got an esky, so you just need some ice.
Perfect. No, well done, mate. Thanks for showing us around. Best of luck.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
You know, the best way to explore Aldinga's coastline, without a doubt, has got to be from the sky up in a plane. And Aldinga's famous for its little airport out here, but the good thing about this place is you don't have to fly to enjoy this place, because apparently they make one of the best coffees going around. The coffees may be great, but in my opinion, it's a far distant second to their flights on one of their famous biplanes.
It's an experience they can't get anywhere else. I mean, a biplane flight is really not available elsewhere. It's a chance to get yourself airborne with your head out in the wind, to take yourself back in time, back to a time with a little bit more romance, a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of history.
Shuffle up there, turn and face us. Left leg in, kneel, rotate.
Martin offered to take me and Morgan, my work experience girl, up for a flight in one of his biplanes. Hashtag yes please.
We run a fairly active flying school, specialising in tailwheel flying and aerobatic training, as well as the more conventional nosewheel stuff. And then on to scenic flying and aerobatic stuff in the biplanes. We love old aeroplanes with four wings. Reincarnations of old designs. These aeroplanes have their design roots back in the 1920s and 30s.
The sky was golden, the birds flew high, we climbed a mountain, you and I. We wandered valleys.
Well, this Aldinga Bay and Aldinga area, of course, is a stunning bit of coastline. We're blessed with green grass through the winter and green vines through the summer. So it's a pretty nice place to fly over.
It was an extraordinary sight. The ocean roared at the land. The little dog, he went to hide.
Here at Adelaide Biplanes, we've got two aerobatic aeroplanes. The original Super Decathlon, which is a full-on, very capable aerobatic training aeroplane. And we can start you gentle and we can go you hard. The latest addition to the stable is the aeroplane behind us here, the Great Lakes, which offers you all those aerobatic stunts and manoeuvres, but open cockpit with your head out in the winds. And somehow that removal of the little bit of plastic above your head makes all the difference. People are loving it. It's such a nice place to be and for people to come and watch and look at aeroplanes and hang out, and we try and provide a nice atmosphere, a bit of a family orientated atmosphere, largely down to my wife Gayleen, of course, with lots of home cooked cakes and bits and pieces, really good coffee, we pride ourselves on the coffee, and anybody is welcome anytime. We're open 7 days.
Well, I think Morgan here picked a pretty good day to come out on work experience with the old Cosman. Now, I love that. I reckon that was one of the coolest things I've ever done. But something Martin said to me on that flight was mind-blowing. You can become a pilot here in South Australia from the age of what?
14 years and 6 months you can start training, and 15 years old to solo and hold a licence.
Isn't that incredible to think that you can be that young and be a pilot here in South Australia? It's just unreal. So I recommend Adelaide Biplanes. Come out and check it out. Not just if you want to fly. Remember, this is a cool spot just to hang out for the day. It's brilliant. So's my hat. Hang around, my friends, because coming up next, we take a look at the beaches of Aldinga, and I'll tell you, there's 2 animals that you can actually hire to ride on these beaches, and they are...
Camels!
Yeah.
Horses!
That's coming up next.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
What's the first thing that pops into your head when I say Aldinga? Well, it's got to be the beach, doesn't it? You know, Aldinga's only an hour from the CBD and offers something that every South Aussie family should do, and hopefully you've already done. That's a drive down the beach and have a picnic. There's just something really special about it, and it's so South Australian. I hope there never becomes a day where they ban cars on the beaches here, because it is such a part of the southern culture. Now, here's something you may not know. A long history exists of motorcycle racing in the SAWC Beach area, with races actually being held on the beach. From the early 1900s until the mid-1950s, beach racing was a regular fixture on the community calendar. How about that? And guess what? It's back! That's right, they're bringing motorbike racing back to the beach, and they're expecting massive crowds to hit the sands. Can you imagine how awesome this is going to be? An old event coming back? For more information, head to the website, because I can promise you it's a weekend in Aldinga that you do not want to miss. Now, there's another type of horsepower that you can get involved in at Aldinga Beach that I didn't even know you could. It's horse and camel rides run by Mia from Westwood Park.
Westwood Park's only 40 minutes from the CBD, and Aldinga Beach is absolutely beautiful. It's like a little hideaway that not many people know about. And riding a camel or a horse along the beach is even better.
Contrary to popular misconception, camels don't actually store water in their humps. The humps are actually reservoirs for fatty tissue. And how's this? Asian camels, well, they have 2 humps, whereas Arabian camels, they only have 1. Also, did you know that there's more feral camels in Australia than there are camels in the Middle East? We've got over 1 million of them running wild, including these ones on Aldinga Beach. We're down here on a pretty busy day, but you can imagine doing a romantic camel ride along the beach when there's hardly anyone here as the sun's setting, or maybe walking the horses through water, you know, drifting over your legs on a hot summer's day. Gentlemen, listen closely. If you want to show your partner you care and you love them, then book them a beach sunset ride and surprise them. Don't tell them what they're doing. It's a guaranteed winner, and it might rekindle that old flame. And how good's this? All camels now come with free Wi-Fi.
So when you've got the hills behind and the sunset going down, it's absolutely beautiful, nice and relaxing as well.
You know, it's not just horses you're going to find being walked along the beach here at Aldinga. What the? This is a cow. What are you doing?
Taking our cow for a walk on the beach.
How often do you go for a walk with your cow?
Oh, as often as we can. This is Pepper. Yeah, she's like down here quite often at Aldinga.
I have travelled South Australia through and through. I've never seen someone walking a cow. This is a first for me. I'm excited.
Only in South Australia, huh?
And does she love the beach?
Loves it. Absolutely loves it. She'll get out the float, just charge straight down to the water, and she's in there and loves the swim, loves the waves.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. You see a cow walking along the beach and you kind of think you've seen it all, and then you see a mermaid. What are you doing?
I'm just coming around for a splash on the beach today.
So you kind of dress up as a mermaid for like a hobby, or?
A bit of both. I do hobbies and kids' birthday parties and things like that. Yeah, lots of fun.
And what's so cool about being a mermaid in South Australia?
Well, we've got the best water of anywhere, in my biased opinion.
Yep.
So it's great to go swimming in all the different beaches and things like that.
Can you tell me one interesting mermaid fact?
Mermaids can hold their breath for a really, really long time, almost as long as dolphins.
And you're going to show us that by swimming to Kangaroo Island. This
I
is
will
going to be
if you
great.
want me to, yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Happy mermaiding.
Thank you.
Well, the Aldinga Bay area has something to offer everyone, whether it's the wine that's nearby, the beautiful beaches, great art, great food. It's just a terrific place. And I've got to say, as a local resident, it's like you're on holiday 365 days of the year. It's fantastic. It's close to Adelaide, about a 40-minute drive. And of course, the international people who come here are just blown away by the fact that they can drive down on the beach and play a bit of beach cricket, have a walk, and locals, they're down there all the time with their dogs. And the fact that you can drive on the beach, I think, really sets us apart from other cities and other states. You see people set up there with their barbecues and their little marquees. It's a really good, cheap day out, and that's what South Australia has to offer. Magnificent natural beauty, and we can all access it for nothing.
This could be the weirdest way I've ever ended an episode of South Aussie with Cosi. Next to a mermaid down at Aldinga Beach. It's now called Aldinga Beach, in case you're wondering. Aldinga Bay is sensational, and it's only an hour from the CBD. If you haven't been here for a while, come and check it out. If you haven't, you are seriously missing out. We'll catch it next week. Life is short, and that's a lady walking a cow. See ya!
In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie with Cosi is proudly brought to you by the South Australian Tourism Commission.
South Aussie with Cosi.
I like possums.